Walls, I already know the answer to that question.
Always.
What excites you the most about him?
Just that he's just a regular, like he reminds you of your high school principal. He reminds you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a national, not national, but to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He stand up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota, which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like, that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can
Everybody
we be
got
united
to find,
on anything?
Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
Y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community or things that black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her.
Yes.
We need to stand with her. She's great.
Absolutely.
She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right side.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a monthly with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords, and they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. And this is the weekly wrap up. And as we do here on this good Friday Eve, every eve we try to come together live right here on this broadcast channel. So if you have not already done so, please hit that like button. Then share this out on your social media. Text it to a friend. Text it to a family member. Email it down your email list. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so at this time. You can subscribe to this channel. That way you'll be able to enter and interact in the chat if you have not already done so. Also, you could join this channel as well. So go ahead and hit that join button if you would like to. And there are things that, the members will see this week. The members saw the video that you guys saw yesterday early. Everybody saw the video that aired earlier today together. And that's because of the topic and kind of the way it was done. Oh, let me turn that off. All right. So with that being said, thank everybody for tuning in on this evening. And another thing we do here is we greet the chat. So we like to see who's in the house, see where they coming from, see where they hail from. And if you are new here, you can go ahead and chime on in the chat as well. And, this is not a tape broadcast. This is live. So, and, after we get to around 30 or so, 30 plus in the chat, then usually that's when the camera comes on. So with that being said, starting with One Who Cares. Good evening, my good sister. It is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for being in the house tonight. And always thanks for the information that you share. I appreciate that. Good evening, my brother, David Boyd. Yes, indeed. Coming from Bronx, New York. Yes, indeed. Man, I thank you, and I hope everybody else has had a wonderful, had a great week and off to a wonderful weekend. Thank you, brother. Black first to the both of you. I appreciate it. DSM Sinister in the house. Ricky Sambo sauce is oozing out of it. Man, I'm telling you, man, that guy. And then I'm gonna have to play a little more of him this evening as well. Because I'm sure you guys heard some of that. So we'll be touching on a little bit of Ricky Smiley this evening as well. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we got FBA for life in the building. Certified. Yes, indeed, Siege. This is Soro Sambo Sauce. Smiley. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That you already know. And thank you for being here, Black First. Rhonda Smith in the building. Thank you for being here as well. Sell out Ricky Smiley. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Thank you for being here, Rhonda Smith. And also our good sister, Lady Effa. Thank you for being here as well. And thank you for being a member. These shields are so disrespectful to Black people. Yeah, we're going to hit a few of those tonight, by the way. Yeah. We definitely going to be hitting a few of those this evening. Because Pierre also had something to say, too. So we're going to tap in on that as well. Judah Yisrael in the building. Salute to me, to you, my good Judah, Queen Yisrael sister. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for doing what you do. Also, thank you for being a moderator, being a member, and being a person out here within this fight, this good fight, not the good trouble, but the good fight. Yeah, this fight of this good faith of the righteous. I appreciate you for everything you do, my good sister. And you're an educator, so we need that. Rhonda Smith, good evening. Yes, indeed. And Matt Mason in the building. The BS is getting deep. Yes, it is. It is definitely getting deep. Thank you for being here as well. And RBJ in the building, Black First from South Carolina. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you for being here. As always, good brother. And the Church of Black Power in the building. Thank you for being here, Church of Black Power. Black First family. Yes, indeed. And thank you for being a member as well. Appreciate it. In the Mix Radio, Black First from St. Louis. Thank you for being here as well. Appreciate it. And we got our good sister Key Prince in the building. Peace and blessings, Beatzilla and family in the chat. Black First. And thank you, my good sister, for the information you send and for being a member. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we got our good, I think it's brother or sister, brother, I believe brother, Black First from Valdosta, Georgia. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Antithesis. And also thank you for the support I see, even for other channels, not just mine. So shout out and salute to you for the support that you give throughout these new Black media streets. It does not go unnoticed, and it is greatly appreciated. Thank you and for everything you do and your support of the voices of new Black media, man. It really is dope to see. So thank you. Salute to you. And we got our good sister Blueberry Muffin, another one of my good sisters out here in these warrior streets. Always a pleasure to see you in the building, Blueberry Muffin, and thank you for everything you do. I appreciate you as always. Hopefully everything is good your way. Black First. And of course, Nightbot's on the job, so make sure if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. And let's see here. I think I got y'all just greeting each other in the chat. And yes, indeed, sharing this good foundational Black American freedman love in the building. I appreciate all of you. And with that being said, here we are. So the question is this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is should Black America trust Kamala Harris? Now, you know that, when they asked Donald Trump, should we trust him? They asked him at the NABJ. They asked him the very same question. So I'm asking that question tonight. Now, with that being said, here's the other issue I'm having. Out of, I guess you could say, testing, I wanted to test some waters and test some theories out as well. We had to tap into the old Facebook. Because, see, Facebook is where, you kind of see the folks that you know. But one thing it also shows is who really doesn't rock with you. And also it shows that they're, especially over between this last election from 2020 to 2024, when they have to see that, yes, there's been a movement over here and you've known me all this time and you don't want to be part of nothing pushing blackness. It's getting so bad to the point to where one individual that I went to school with, it's that in their mind, they are making up that they are adopting this weird connection to Kamala Harris as if, oh, you're dogging out a Black woman. I've already cleared that one here. Okay. So Judge Joe Brown either called him a liar or not. But like I said, I wasn't really pushing that issue until he went public with that. Well, I guess when he was in the space with us, he told us, but that's like 2 years ago. So what everybody else heard about her father identifying as Caucasian, to him, he's proud of his heritage. Which kind of makes you wonder why he chose to back out and not really have any part of her promotion of what she's doing. He didn't want no parts of it. Do you realize all they really talk about is her sister and Doug's family? Because he made sure that, no, we're not getting involved in none of that. And that man ain't dead either. He's alive. And here we are going through this controversy. So that means even the media knows that he's not going to get involved in this conversation. So they only have this, let's push it, Jamaican. And then there's people out here like, well, there's videos that's going on. That is Judge Joe Brown. Let's not act like he's some dude out here. That is Judge Joe Brown telling you, hey, I've always known that this is what we know. And I met the man, fine man, smart, educated man. He told me, and this is out of the mouth of Joe Brown. Come on, man. All of a sudden, Judge Joe Brown is uneducated. He doesn't understand civics, and he doesn't understand the difference in dynamics of people in Jamaica, and he doesn't understand phenotypes, and he don't understand. The man told him. So that's what I'm saying. We already cleared past that. People just holding on, man, she's a black woman. Man, I just don't understand how y'all be hating on black women. You just want black women to hate on it. It's so funny to make a reference to a musician that actually does love songs and funk songs. I guess she thought I was a rapper. Just goes to show how people don't really support you. And then has the nerve to tell people that, she's running with the lie that I be out here dissing black women. That's what these broadcasts are about? Who she get me confused with? Kevin Samuel? Rest in peace. I mean, I'm not a manosphere dude. But what is she talking about? But then, this is what the white men want you to come do. Oh my goodness. That line right there in itself just tells me how out of touch some people really are. And on top of that, they don't understand white supremacy. And truth be told, I bet you they have white friends more white friends than I do. I guarantee that. And I'm from Portland, Oregon. We both from here. It's this weird thing that I'm seeing here with this, and shout out to Phil Scott, because this is very true. When he talk about blue coat, that's why I made the video, Black Church, blue coat. I mean, think of how many folks have disowned their own children over their so-called belief. My faith won't allow me to just let you. I've seen women kicked out of sanctuaries for pants. Literally, like, word? All right. So, saying all that to say, no one's hating on black women. No one has any disdain for you. I'm just identifying facts. And here's the biggest problem that they have. They can't dispute anything. They just have to keep lying. Do you understand that this is the power of the grassroots? And trust me, I got more coming on that. And it's going to keep coming too. So I just want, just y'all to, hey man, we are changing the ecosystem as we know it when it comes down to politics and how they will have to view us. And it's about time. See, her being black is not relevant unless she's going to be doing something for black people. And so far, She hasn't offered anything for black people. They had the Lift Every Voice plan that they supposedly put, and you know, it's a trip. That never got done. None of Joe Biden's promises got done. Now we are sitting up here watching a hype train. And that's why, and it's absolutely a hype train. They saying some of these videos I'm seeing out here, they're suggesting that some of these events are AI added on, enhanced to make the size. For me, I don't necessarily subscribe to that, but what I kind of have a feeling, because see, here we have long ago figured out where the money was coming from. You understand me? And let's just put it back up there, just to refresh y'all's mind. Because if no one has been following me that long, y'all know. If no one else has been following, for y'all that have been here, you know I have told you what was coming. Told you about 2 years ago. Hey, there's gonna be some serious trolls. And they got a whole troll farm that they getting ready, and they got them on reserve. They haven't even broken them out. So we have not really seen all that this type of funding is paying for. But these are humongous funders. The Kellogg Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation. You understand how much money is going on right here? New Profit, the Hewitt Foundation. This is a lot of money going on the screen, man. So I'm saying that to say that's enough money to pack out any arena. Anybody with a keen eye could probably figure that out and say, well, like I told you, all that money wasn't going to that Nigerian woman. Shoot these people a little bit of chips, give them a little overnight stay and travel pay. Also interesting, certain companies are just cutting employees, Fortune 500s, banks, stuff like that, cutting positions and by the hundreds. Under this administration, what's the hype about? I can't believe, and here's the other thing that kind of nobody seemed to have mentioned that I've seen. So if somebody did, sorry, I didn't see your video or the place where you stated this point. But while Kamala Harris is in Atlanta kicking off her campaign, did she by chance happen to mention anything about Cop City? I just find that a little ironic that the top cop, Kamala, kicks off her campaign down the way from Cop City. Interesting. So it's like, okay, here, let me go use black folks. What's the best way to get an anti-black agenda through? We've always heard presidents are selected, not elected. In this case, this candidate is literally selected before your very eyes, real time. Make no mistake about that. Real time. Democracy has been taken away right there. But that very person is the one telling you we got to save democracy. While she's in a position that no one voted for. We had a primary, yeah, and they voted for Joe Biden. This is saying, I mean, hey, if I was the Democrats, I guess, this is your shot. We got to beat Trump. We got to beat Trump. Why do you think this next 4 years is so important to you? And look at what they blame Trump for now. They blame Trump for Roe v. Wade. He wasn't in office. There's no fact checkers checking that. The Supreme Court. See, all these other positions, you let people die in the Democrats, they died in these seats. So, of course, he could place somebody there because people should have retired when you had the deck stacked and you would have been able to actually probably take appoint two under Obama. But instead, no, let's not do that at all. Let's let this old woman die in this job. And that was Trump's fault. Come on, man. For those of us who are older, they're talking to people who are absolutely infantile when it comes down to following the politics. And that's what they're doing to people. But then again, like I said, this other thing that I'm seeing, like from Facebook to these other individuals out here, one I'm about to get to here very shortly, right here in a second. But these folks have a disdain for black folks. And just notice they can't relate to you to get back their candidate without hostility. This has got to be the most oddest way of gaining traction for a political candidate. Absolute 100% hostility. If you don't, you stupid, and your mama don't love you. I mean, it makes no sense. These people, and then just go with the project. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Or let me use the Democrat new talking word, their new catchphrase. It's weird. I mean, and that's how people cater to black folks. We knew it was bad when it was no voting, no bucking, and get your booties to the poll. But right now, it's like, let's just put this woman in front of your face, just tell you, hey, there's wrong with it. Lord. DL in the building. That's called breaking a promise. For all of you Democrat shills who don't understand. That's what that is. And then we can prove it with receipts. It's not bringing lies. And you guys hating on the black woman. Stop it. DL, thank you for being here this evening. I appreciate it. Phantom Beat in the house. Yes, indeed. Banks are a con. And, just think about the Freedmen's Bank. How they got duped. And then she going to try to jump on in there and give the spirit of it is for all people. All people were not here or enslaved, ma'am. What are you talking about? That's why we can't trust her, in my opinion. But yes, indeed. Phantom Beat Black First. And Moonrise Black First from KCMO. Yes, indeed. KC, Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you. Got a few Midwest folks in the building tonight. Thank you for being here on this Friday evening. And our good brother, Crew Reality Grand Negos in the house. What's going on, Black First, good brother? I appreciate you for being here. And thank you for being a member. And we got our good brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. Man, I appreciate you for being in here, making it this evening. If I remember correctly, you somewhere in the South, too. So, yeah, appreciate you for being here, man. I might be on the late end over there. But, I appreciate all of my East Coast riders, man. Thank y'all for being here. And, of course, thank you for being a member as well, my good brother. And also a moderator. Now, like I said, let me get to the first subject at hand. And let me set this up. Y'all see in the corner here, I guess, up there. Y'all see that? Where my face is at? You know, that particular flag, that's a flag, by the way, but that particular flag, which, you know, is representative, I'm one of its representatives. We had a meeting with a cat that was starting and has an app like Clubhouse, Black app. And, you know, they were just kind of getting rolling, and, you know, has famous father, musician. And, you know, we had a decent you know, that was a little period in time of kind of linking up, and everybody's kind of networking. So seeing what he was trying to do and get done, and he has his app. And so now, as you fast forward to now, and so let me say, with just that period of time for me, I wasn't. I'll just put it this way: I wasn't completely comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And so fast forward to now. People's allegiances are starting or having to reveal themselves. And I think y'all might recognize who this individual is.
People that say Kamala Harris said she's not going to do anything specifically for the black community. The little clip that's been taken out of context. Can you show me a clip of her or even Trump saying, hey, Latino people, this is exactly what I'm going to do for you, and I'm not even going to do it for white people, and I'm not going to do it for black people, and I'm not going to do it for Asian people, and I'm not going to do it for the Persian community, just you? Wouldn't that have the same effect? Wouldn't you be?
You know, when people do stuff like that, it's like, are you being serious? Or or are you being disingenuous? And for me, it comes off as disingenuous. Have you guys ever seen it? Well, I haven't seen no video where Kamala is this and that. You wouldn't see it because she wasn't president, nor when she was running. This is what she said.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And that's what he's saying. It was taken out of context. However, we broke that complete video down. So and why did I say I was going to do that? Because of this thing right here. Got you early, buddy. You should have caught on to this one 2 weeks ago. Broke it all down. She is literally in a conversation talking about reparations. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, I'm just going to do something just for black people. No, can't get around that. And it's not taken out of context because that's what she said. Now, at the same token, you'll say, well, what about Donald Trump? I mean, what Donald Trump doing? I mean, well, Donald Trump has he had the platinum plan for, which actually looks like Black America. Because here's something that doesn't happen with the Democrats, and let's just be clear about it. It doesn't happen with Democrats, period. So let's just keep it above. So here is a plan that actually has words in it that doesn't sound like minority, BIPOC, people of color. Let's see what the first thing says. Ooh, opportunity. Wow. Not really hearing that coming out of Kamala now, am I? By achieving historic employment levels for Black Americans, as well as increasing access to capital for new businesses. President Trump has been committed to ensuring all Black Americans can achieve the American dream. Security. Whoa, really? Yeah, security. What were you saying? By signing into law the celebrated First Step Act, President Trump has brought common sense criminal justice reform to the American people for the first time in decades, while ensuring that our streets and communities are safe. Not really certain about what the First Step Act is, other than First Step Act that might have been attached also to the time that they were cutting off of federal prison time, which I do know somebody that got let out. Prosperity. As the first president to provide long-term funding to historically Black colleges and universities, this administration continues to seek immediate and generational advancements for Black Americans. See, he didn't. That doesn't stop at HBCUs. Stop. No, it said HBCUs, and then further goes on to talk about Black Americans that aren't going to HBCUs. Wow, man, imagine that. That's wild, isn't it, man? It's weird. Fairness. As demonstrated through his actions to initiate investments in opportunity zones, as well as address health disparities, wage gaps, and necessary education reforms, President Trump works every day to advance a fair and just America for the Black community. Black, just Black. There's nobody else there. Now, what his question was, well, when have you seen anybody doing this? Oh, word. All right. Now, some goofball will come and try to tell you, man, it's the COVID-19 beer. This ain't about no Asians. Who else you see up there? Yeah, it's about the uptick in anti-Asian violence. That's what this was supposedly about. That wasn't true. And they also said Black folks were doing it.
Offended if you saw videos of that, because I haven't seen any videos of her saying that. I've seen a video taken out of context, but I think it would have the same effect for me if I saw candidates campaign and saying, look, check this out, Latino people, I got y'all. I'm gonna do this, this, and this. I ain't gonna do it for the Black people though. I'm not gonna do it for the white people either, but just you.
That's funny though, because you just see, they don't have to say. They only talk to us like that. So I don't even understand why you would say something like that, brother. I mean, you do realize what this man said to all of Black America.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't Black.
So I guess that was also taken out of context?
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me?
You didn't have no problem with that, huh? All right.
Right? Where are those videos at? Because that would have the same effect as what you guys are talking about. That's kind of like a common sense thought process, right? There would be evidence. I would be just as offended, right? If you saw her in a group or room of people saying, look, I got y'all. When I get in there, I'm going to do this for y'all and no.
Did we not just literally witness a room full of one group? Say what now, bro? let me just run that back while he's saying this. Let me just lay this on the screen while he's talking. I mean, because let's put this all in perspective. I mean, I don't want to just misrepresent what he's saying
about. That's kind of like a common sense thought.
Right?
I'm not going to do it for the white people either, but just you, right? Where are those videos at? Because that would have the same effect as what you guys are talking about. That's kind of like a common sense thought process, right? There would be evidence. I would be just as offended, right? If you saw her in a group or room of people saying, look, I got y'all. When I get in there, I'm going to do this for y'all and nobody else.
Oh, by the way, you can't escape the fact that she's actually in the room with her with her Asian kinsman and doing exactly that. So is there the video of she doing it? Yes. And they signed it in law while she was vice president, part of this administration that gave these people an exclusive bill. Yes, sir. So you say this was taken out of context?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Oh, okay.
Right? Somebody find me those videos. And then let's have the conversation about what these candidates are going to do specifically for black people. Because I can't find any videos of them saying stuff they're going to do specifically for any other group of people either.
Man, he ate us on that, didn't he? Man, he ate us alive on that. Man, he tore us up right there. Man, I'll tell you what. He got us. Man. And, since he asked again, like I said, since, you're asking about Trump, well, there's kind of that. What you want, but okay, buddy. President Trump's promise to Black America over 4 years. Increase access to capital in Black communities by almost $500 billion. That's not $500 billion going to Ukraine. By the way, that's $500 billion going to the Black community. Not $500 billion going to Israel, but actually going to Black America. But this is what Joe Biden actually said for beating this. African American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours. Creating 500,000 new Black-owned businesses. Increase access to capital in Black communities by almost $500 billion. Let's see. Let me go. Okay. Safe urban neighborhoods with the highest policing standards. Commit to working on a Second Step Act. Access to better education and job training opportunities. Okay, so let me go back up here on the right. Let's look at this next column. Give Black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their community. Now, just let's focus in on that one real quick. Let's key in on that real quick. Give Black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their community. What a novel idea that the Black church would advocate for the Black community. It's funny that it's literally Donald Trump that suggests that. Because right now, all we got is a bunch of church folks talking about they gonna win with the Black church. While all of a sudden being pro-abortion. The Black church is pro-abortion. Can you believe that? I mean, the churches, has the Black church lost its way completely? Because this is what you could be doing instead. You could literally be, doing something for the community. But instead, you would rather turn on your community to promote a party's agenda. That's insane. And let's be clear, everybody say the president don't really pull no strings, it's the people behind him. Well, then that tells you that the people that are against Black America are using this woman to still achieve the same goal. The fact that you were telling yourself this woman is going to have some kind of life-changing or world-changing power is insane. The only world that she could change is the fact that all of these other nations would look at that as a weakness. And it's not because she's a woman, but it's because she is not fit for that level of leadership. Being a leader does not mean being in the king seat. And that's where y'all want to put her. And hey, one thing about the history in kings, most of them didn't last too long in tumultuous times. So let's just be clear. That's what y'all want, though. Hey, bringing better and tailored health care to address historic disparities. Oh, this next one is very much up our alley, isn't it? Immigration policy that protects American jobs. Yeah, black job. Yeah, I got my black job. Take a stupid. These are policies. I'm not caping for anybody. Before we got Kamala Harris, these people were talking about we need to run on policy. Even Roland Martin. See, where they messing up with Joe Biden. See, they need to stop trying to play Trump's game. And what they need to do is they need to start running on policy. See, if they got out there and they talked about his record in the policy, then they got a chance to win. But see, they so stupid. Well, yeah, I'll say policy. But this is crazy because this is policy, man. And somehow Black America convinced themselves that, hey, because nobody's saying, hey, we are digging on Trump like that. But to actually just take a look at this is like, and so this man actually kind of developed this plan off of his meeting with Ice Cube. The women of that Tea with the Sisters or whatever the hell that show was on Fox News, if it is still there, or Fox Soul. I don't even know if that channel is still around. But anyway, those women owe him an apology. They owe Ice Cube an apology. Because if he took a meeting with Donald Trump, this isn't pandering. This is policy. You don't have to like the man. You don't have to think he's the next coming of Christ. You just got to put yourself in political position to understand, hey, what is this policy? How does it affect my community? He's talking about Black communities. You don't hear this out the Democrats. They can't even say the phrase Black communities. Ever. They don't even barely say the word Black. And if there's going to be Black, it's Ann Brown. This is just simply Black. We ain't seen nothing like this ever pinned from the Democrats. Never. And this is something specifically for us. What's wrong with it? Advance home ownership opportunities and enhance financial literacy in the Black community. Onshoring manufacturing to advance jobs and develop opportunities for Black businesses. Keep going here. Black economic empowerment and access to capital. Am I freaking missing something here? What is so bad? How were we convinced? So, because we took empty promises that weren't delivered on. This is Donald Trump. You think Donald Trump wouldn't have got it through? And one thing that Donald Trump is kind of known for if that's something he said he was going to do, you've seen him carry out on his words. So now all of a sudden we're gonna be, oh, he's a liar. He might sit up here and off the cuff too. Who cares? Because you gave us no voting, no vucking. I'm saying, if you guys don't understand. I mean, and that was supposed to appeal to us. Yeah. Reach even greater levels of historic employment and wage growth for the Black community set in 2019 so that anyone looking for a job gets one. See, and I'll probably come back to this. We'll go back through this a little more, but I just wanted to show a little bit of that, just so for the simple fact that at least let her produce something. You know, there's a reason why Black folks are skeptical. I just showed you a policy, and then we're being talked to like we're stupid, and I ain't with that either. Like, we don't have to believe your lie. That I don't even understand where it comes from. This notion that it's a let me lie to you type thing. It's insane to me. Let me lie to y'all. So let me see. Where I want to go. Oh, and yeah. I think I'll go here first. So not sure if you guys have seen this yet. The dialogue, shout out to him. He actually shared this on his Twitter. And I'm kind of, oh, come on. Wait, hold on. It's together for y'all. But, you know, your comedian Pierre. And he always been ugly. Okay. So let's look at this. He's been a very, he kind of remind me of a bootleg Roland Martin, because he's long been trying to cape. He's been caping for the Democrats, but he capes for a few things. But for those of you who know, the comedian, there was a moment in time where him and Corey Holcomb was kind of getting into it, because he was over there. He was the one, I believe, responsible for all of that initial when Comedy Hype started doing their things. They were always going negative at Corey Holcomb. And, you know, kind of seems like Pierre might have had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Night Rider in the building. Yes, indeed. What's weird is that she's Hindu, Indian, Asian, and Irish, and is pretending to be Black to bamboozle Black people again. Her own father said he doesn't have any Black ancestry. He identifies as Caucasian. Thank you, Night Rider. Yes, sir. Black first. I appreciate it. And Black women stand up. Peace. Black first fam. I appreciate you for being here, my sister. Thank you. Black first, good sister. Man, these folks is nuts, man. And they trying to play in your face like we're stupid, but they are treating folks like they idiots. They really are talking to Black folks like we dumb. Oh, yeah, look, Cadence. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here. Oh, yeah, Liz Cadence. And thank you for being a moderator. Appreciate you, Black First. Miriam are in the building. Good to see you in the house, Miriam. Black First, my good sister. Yes, indeed. Coming up that Illinois. Thank you, Black First. And hopefully everything is good and well with you. All right. All right. So let's get to Pierre. Hear what old Pierre has to say. Let's choke through this little bit of this. I ain't going to play the whole thing, but let's see how long he goes before he insults Black folks, especially Black men.
Man, I got to thinking. about black men who just refuse to vote for Kamala. Just refuse. Try to hide it under something else. They can't even verbalize why they can refuse, man. But she, she on some bullshit. As in, he's not.
No, there's absolutely nobody that came out and said anything of the sort. I haven't heard that anywhere. So people are telling you why, and very much why they're not rocking with it. And that's why you guys have to keep coming back. Man, you guys got a soundbite out of context. This conversation is about where is her support on reparations. That is the conversation, and this is what she said.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And once again, like the reason why I broke down the video in entirety a little while ago, because I knew people like this were going to come out and start lying on that. Was I right or was I right? That's why I told y'all in that video, that's exactly why I said I was doing it. I'm doing this now because I know pretty soon they're just going to be coming and lying on this. Oh, it's taken out of context. Record scratch. Shout out you, Mr. Fanbase. Wow. I mean, literally, oh, it's taken out of context. No, the hell it's not. Next, they're going to be working on this.
Is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that.
Certainly, you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Not. He's proven his bullshit, but it's okay. I think it really comes from a mental state. You're still a prisoner of the system. You still don't believe women can control stuff. Even black women can run something. You just don't see that. See, because we're men. Men feel like they need to see other men leading stuff. I'm a man.
Maybe your daddy's a white man, because I'm trying to figure out where in the black community have you seen in the last 60 years that it was just it. Now, don't get me wrong, we have male leadership, but what has been promoted? And black men aren't the backbone of the community. The black men are the white supremacists of the black community. Shout out the root. Tater man in the building. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Black First. Thank you for being here this Friday evening. I appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. So we just stupid and lonely. We just don't know no better because we ain't knew nothing. We just some dope Sambo sauce drinking Negroes. Just, we don't want to like a black woman. We don't like them at all. I mean, if you want to get me a salad, then I'll take a salad. Probably like your mother. Like, somebody got to like some white meat around there. I just don't know.
And a lot of black men still envy white men. Yeah.
Whoa. That is a statement that is completely contradictory to the group to which you speak. Those of us who have subscribed to our scholars, one in particular in this lane, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, would have told you, and actually did tell us years back, and she's a doctor, not a comedian, a scholar, a teacher, not a comedian, and understand that all of this psyche in the white man is penis envy of the black man. So now you're lying on black folks. You're lying on black men. For what? for Kamala Harris, who, again, is not black. You all can't believe black women can lead. Yeah, we can. Go get us one. Yeah, go get us one. He could have easily went with Val Demings, Joe Biden, that is. But instead, he chose Kamala Harris because he did want somebody who has, like, Val Demings is still too black. She might have immigrant ancestry, but yeah, too close. Let's just get somebody that they believe is black. That's extremely sinister. It's evil. It is from the father of lies, and you want us to sit up there, the righteous, go along with something we could clearly see on its face is a lie. Nobody voted for this woman to even be where she is. Why are we supposed to feel compelled? Look, y'all don't believe she could win. If she could have, she should have been there in 2020. She didn't beat Joe Biden. And look at Joe Biden. Here's another problem. Hey, I have a question for Kamala Harris. How long did you know Joe Biden was fit in his right mind? Y'all lied for this guy. Why is he not the president if he's fit? Because he's not. We see that.
You heard that. You heard what I said. Envy white men. Mm-hmm. Look at them as masters. Because most of the white men you come in contact with are your bosses. Yeah. Or your.
That puts you in a position of envy. What? Your bosses. That puts you in the spirit of envy? No, douchebag, that's just you with a poor character. And you've been able to lie to yourself because of your lane of success, that you have bought into your own BS. No, Negro, none of us think like that. What the hell is wrong with this nigga? I just say, hey, that's what he is. Let's just keep it a buck.
Your bosses. And so you feel like, hey, if it's white, you got to be the boss.
What?
And most black women, black men that you come in contact with are not in a, major position, comparatively speaking to white guys. So you can't even believe a sister could do that. That's a black girl. She do it. She just better, be a.
Is this fool retarded? And I mean, nothing, hey, not to offend anybody, but gee whiz. What the hell is he talking about? He talking about black folks like we're still in slavery. What the hell is wrong with this dude, man? No, you're the sniveling coon and coward. Boy, anybody rocking with this dude, don't do no dirt around him. How many people he done told on in his life? Jeez.
The secretary or do some little menial job or something like that, or housewife or something, or raise some kids. No, sir. Them days are changing, bro. Them changing.
First off, bro, let me tell you something. There's no other group that practices overt misogyny other than white men. There's no envy in that. Here's the difference. White men have to control their women. Black men might be dealing with a few that don't have no control over themselves in the first place. We ain't the same. What are you talking about, Pierre? If Pierre didn't have money, he'd be an incel. He'd be a straight incel. If he didn't have no money, because you mean the way he talking, ladies, is this the sound and sign of a man that's confident? Right now, matter of fact, if a white man want to come jump in front of him right now and be like, "Yeah, I'm taking her to bed with me," you think he gonna stop him? You hear the way he talking? Well, shoot, I mean, no, he in power. I mean, no, got to go with him, I knew this dude was a tap dancer, but I did not know how severe it is. This is insane. Wow.
Them days are seriously changing. And I believe it scares black men. That's what it is, some fear in you. And you, instead of being fearful, you should be cheerful. You should be. To see how far we've gotten in this country. Remember, we were brought over here without the skills and the tools and all that kind of stuff and reading situations, and look how far we've gotten.
Mother. We came over here without skills? Son of a... At some point, I might just decide, y'all just don't even have to worry about monetizing this. I don't know how much more of this sucker I could take. I'm trying to keep it cool, but Lord me, the level of cooning right here is pressing the button, y'all. I'm telling you, it is pressing. The level of cooning is a beast. We came over here uneducated. We didn't know how to read till the white man taught us. We didn't have no skills. We couldn't have built nothing. Oh, word? Do you even know American Black history, brother? Benjamin Banneker, maybe? We're literally in a conversation about putting somebody in the White House in Washington, D.C. A slave that couldn't read or write designs it. Slaves built a lot of those universities. These folks couldn't build up their own stuff. What are you talking about? Come on, man. This is insanity.
England brought over some of the, after it was discovered, they brought some of the highest scholars and better people over there who were well educated and knew how to do stuff, and we had to learn. We started off way in the back.
Let alone the free black folks that were already here and the presidents that existed. The land that had to be hewn to create a country that did not exist. But we were just so lonely and stupid. That man came up there and he just got us, and I was scratching my head and my ass at the same time. And he came and said, "Whoop, you look useful. Come on here, boy." And this is the appeal to black men. We didn't know that until the white man took us and cleaned us up.
Look how far we've come. But some of us, black males, still don't believe a black female could be the head of a household, run a company, she'll run a country. Because I think they still see that white man as their master.
Anybody ever heard of the name Susan DePass? Y'all know Waka Flocka Mama? Miss Deb. What are you talking about? What is he talking about? Women don't have this is how we view our black women. Let me also he's saying this in the moment to where Angel Reese is one big thing. Sha'Carri Richardson, another big thing. Women artists right now run the scene. Kamala Harris is a damn politician who has never delivered for black folks while we watched her do things for other groups alongside Joe Biden, not to mention the flooding of the border. And of course, this is not a out of context type of situation when the question is about reparations. And your wrap up of all is this.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
No, I don't think so, man. Nah. And you doing way too much. This is insulting as hell. To like, this is what they think of us. This is what you want. Like, oh man, we envy the white man. What envying the white man got to do with voting for Kamala? Well, we don't believe that our women could do anything. Let me tell you something, Pierre. Even white America, the right-wing white America, they could easily tell you if y'all would have put Michelle Obama instead of Kamala Harris, you walking into the next 8 years of control. You blew that, maybe it's her not wanting the job. But if you really wanted to win, Kamala Harris ain't it. And you wouldn't need to really be doing all of this. Now, trust me, people are going to be on Michelle's top, and maybe that's why she wouldn't want the job, because you good and doggone well. First question is, hey, what's up with them reparations? Because you one of us. How you think they got Kamala Harris? Because she's not. She doesn't have any connection to us. There's no cultural connection. And so the whole, hey, she black, blah, blah, blah. See, here's again the whole thanks, shout out to everybody who's delineated, because this is the point. We have already established we don't share the same cultural upbringing, so we don't hold on to the same values. Clearly, because one of her main big things that come out of her mouth is reproductive rights and medical rights, and the government doesn't have a right to tell a woman what to do with her body. But just 2 years ago, the government with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in that White House was definitely trying to take your own personal choice away and tell you what to do with your body. That's exactly what they did. The courts had to stop it. That's dictatorship. That's being a dictator. And that's you taking freedoms away. So I don't need to hear, no, man, y'all, I don't know for the life of me why y'all won't vote for it. What the hell are you talking about? You see what's going on in this country? Jobs, you're still talking about how the economy is booming. No, it is not. And it is hurt, and it is hurting even more day by day. And then you have this influx of illegals coming in here. Oh, well, let's hurry up and put a tourniquet on this now. Too late. And then all this dope, and we already had a homeless crisis that you didn't address. 3 years of never addressing this at all. and then want us to give them another run to do nothing? I'm in Portland, Oregon. I see what not is happening, especially in a blue state. Now, one thing about the blue state, hey, Pierre, let me tell you something else about how this whole thing went down. Oregon was the test ground of this little maneuver. A couple of years ago, a few years back, well, actually, quite a few years back now, we had a Governor Kitzhaber, consistently reelected, and he had a scandal. He had a little scandal. And with his scandal, he had to step down. So his deputy governor had to take over. A woman, a openly bisexual woman, opened the door for that. That's Kate Brown. Kate Brown got put into the governor job without ever being elected. So if somebody wants to look at how things actually turned out, why do you think that you don't hear nothing about Portland? That Joe Biden mentioned or Trump mentioned Portland for a reason, but see, Trump did what he did strategically. But I'm glad he mentioned Portland, because the one thing about Oregon is it's the state that had its governor placed in the position without being elected because of a scandal. So the governor was forced to leave, forced him out. Sound familiar? Fast forward to 2024. Same thing happening again. And I knew then. I was like, oh, is this what we're going to see? This is how it's going to play out? And they are doing it so late in the game. Why do you think they having all these sensationalized events? Because she can't get in front of nobody and tell you nothing. Let's hear a little more of this chump.
You heard what I said, master. You see yourself in, that's why you let that man get away with stuff, because you can see yourself in that man sometimes. Cheater, liar, bullshit artist, got money, ain't got money, flossing. You see that. You don't see yourself in a black woman, just was this common, And most of the time when you're around people who have money or who are your bosses, black men, are white men. So your mind's already conditioned to believe that's who has to be the boss. Now, I ain't saying all, before y'all get y'all.
Did we not have a black president? Kenyan. But what the hell is he talking about?
Dude, you get your patties all in a bunch. But many, too many, just don't see a black woman as someone who can lead. Even though you were raised by a black woman, you just don't see it. Well, things have changed. I don't know if you even know this, fellas, that black women are on the maybe number one group of people who have moved up in the last 20 years, and executives and educated and college graduates. They're moving. It's not stopping, bro. It's moving.
Then you're going to talk past the whole destruction of our community by way of dividing our home. Pierre is an I. And with that being said, Pierre, you piss color punk ass nigga. This Sambo sauce is for your bitch.
Sambo.
Y'all forgive me. Ooh-wee, that's about all I could take of that. Over the top. Don't get your pennies in the bunch. I'm not saying all. Shut your punk ass. The fact that you would even open your mouth to say that black Americans came here, didn't know how to build, didn't even know. We were so far behind that we didn't have no skills. Man, you most definitely do not speak for me. Ooh-wee, that's some deep, egregious level of cooning. Egregious level of cooning. Let me see. Where am I? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do it on the fair side of the game, so nobody can say, "Well, you kind of pick one more side than the other." Nope, I am not. So let me go ahead and give you her. Let me give you she.
Balance. And then the outcome will be fair. And isn't that what we're talking about in this here election? We're saying we just want fairness. We want dignity for all people.
That's right.
We want to recognize the right all people have to freedom and liberty to make choices, especially those that are about heart and home. And not have their government telling them what to do.
Word? Man, I'm telling you, because we are actually of the religious faith that really prefers not to deal too much with man's devices like that. Not on that level, especially when you know where it's coming from. It's kind of silly to indulge in something to say, you definitely don't have my best interest at heart. Let me get that. No, ma'am. But now when it comes down to deleting babies in the womb, nobody should tell you that you shouldn't be able to do that. But you can't let me go somewhere without a jab or a mask on. Which is more egregious? I mean, what are we? This is bizarro world. And then what's up with her whole little the evolution of black sin? Maybe we're going to keep tabs on that. Well, what is this?
Our campaign is about saying we trust the people.
Yeah.
We see the people. We know the people. You know, one of the things I love about our country, we are a nation of people who believe in those ideals that were foundational to what made us so special as a nation. We believe.
Very intentional placement of the word foundational, by the way.
Believe in those ideals. And the sisters and brothers of labor have always fought for those ideals. Always fought for those ideals. And we know we are a work in progress. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will die trying because we love our country and we believe.
Ain't that the same stuff she said to them black folks? Ain't that exactly what she said to them black folks? Well, we're not a perfect country. What? I just heard this. Oh yeah, by the way, when's her interview with the NABJ? Yeah. When has that been scheduled for? Just asking.
In who we are. And that's what our campaign is about. We love our country. We believe in our country.
Okay,
we
then.
believe in each other.
Oh.
We believe in the collective. We're not falling for these folks who are trying to divide us, trying to separate us, trying to pull us apart. That's not where the strength lies. And there is that. And so I say to all the members of UAW, and Sean Fain is the first who I talked to about this, I am so deeply honored as a lifelong supporter of union labor for Tim and I to have the endorsement of UAW. Balance.
Got the laborers. And okay, we'll see how that works out. They getting good players, but yeah, no, I don't think so. And again, what is this, 19 days of her being the nominee, and she still has not talked to the press. So, like I said, let me be fair here and let me play Trump's press conference.
We have somebody that hasn't received one vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. And I think, frankly, I'd rather be running against somebody else. But that was their choice. They decided to do that because Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. I haven't recalibrated strategy at all. It's the same policies, open borders, weak on crime. I think she's worse than Biden because he got forced into the position. She was there long before. She destroyed San Francisco. She destroyed California as the AG. Kamala, who, by the way, is worse than Biden. And she's actually not as smart. Okay, she's actually not as smart. That's hard to believe, isn't it? I don't think he's very smart either, by the way. I'm not a big fan of his brain, but I think that she's actually not as smart as he is.
To what do you attribute her rising in the polls as becoming a more competitive race since she's taken over for Joe Biden?
She's been the Wizard of Oz. What do you think?
She's a woman. She represents certain groups of people, but I will say this. When people find out about her, I think she'll be much less. And I see it right now. I see her going way down in the polls now.
And while they're pumping her up with the whole sister girl routine, let's mind you, she grew up in Canada with an Indian mother and auntie right there. And we hear her auntie still has that heavy ass accent. And you mean to tell me that now she coming around us sound like this?
Hold on. You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November. We're going to beat them in November. Okay? We'll beat them in November. We'll handle that.
We'll handle that. Yeah. We're going to handle that. What? Man.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Well, that out of context clipping them. So the piece I really want to get to is the CNN piece. Oh, well, actually, first, before I do that, let me do this. I gotta address Ricky Smiley. I said I was going to address him again. Let's address Ricky Smiley again, because this dude here, now his radio show, he addressed the video that, of course, we went through here with Amanda Seals talking about her meeting and interaction with Kamala Harris. And you know what? Let me see something. Let me see something real quick. Because, so this dude is basically, Ricky Smiley has been coming out extremely heavy and hard for Kamala. Very, 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 very aggressively. Where is that? Where is it? Bear with me 1 second. I got to maneuver this and stuff. Let me do something real quick. Okay. There we go. All right. So here's the sound from his broadcast. Let's check this out.
Controversial video. Put in clips of Kamala Harris stating things I don't need politicians to state things. I need politicians to do things. When I met with Kamala Harris after she summoned me, I said to her straight up, you talk out two sides of your neck and we don't know what you're talking about. Because I told her straight up that I feel like she is disingenuous in her messaging. And I want to see actions. She said, well, how am I supposed to talk about racism in America without calling Americans racist? I said, well, first of all, there are many racist Americans, but there's also policy.
That part right there. I mean, how do you get away
So
from
I'm not going to
this?
sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And that's in line with what Amanda Seales is saying. So literally, what is Amanda Seales saying that is the problem? She's literally speaking about her interaction. I guess what you're mad at is that she didn't have to speak about her interaction and be forthwith with the community, but she did. So here we go.
Legislation, institution, and systems that are racist that need to be addressed.
Yeah, I could talk about that, and I understand where she's coming from, but Kamala Harris don't control the Congress and the Senate, okay? And she's not the president. Anyway, but this morning, we have attorney and political commentator Bakari Sellers on to speak about how damaging comments like these can be to the Harris campaign. Bakari, good morning.
Good morning, Richie. Hope y'all doing well this morning.
Man, happy to have you now. Amanda has made some pretty bold statements throughout this video, especially about VP Harris not acting on what she says. First of all, is it true that VP Harris has not done anything to address racism in this country?
So first of all, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to come on the radio and badmouth Amanda or any black woman.
We're not trying to get you to do that.
Yeah, I know that's not what
we're talking about just agreement, disagreement on what she said.
But I just wanted listeners to understand where I come from. And one of the things I want to say is I just have a different view and a different perspective because, one of the issues, for example, that is one of the largest issues we face is African-American female mortality because, structural racism and implicit bias dictates that black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth than white women.
Reparations would definitely be a good help for that. Every time we hear that, it's like, yes. And I can't, yes, she's spoken on it, but see, she's more concerned about deleting the kid. That's her main concern. Let's keep it above. So infant mortality, well, that's funny coming from Miss Whack 'em Out. We call her Miss Whack-a-Mole. But this is, and again, black people, stop. Why is it always compartmentalized when it starts coming down to the Democrats? I read you part of that platinum plan. It didn't have no gender stuff in there. It talked about the black community's issues, period.
And who's been at the forefront of that? It's been nobody other than Kamala Harris. This year, where you're talking about access to government contracts, by disadvantaged groups or black folk or minority groups. Who's been at the forefront of that?
Yeah, see, the Platinum Plan also simply addresses black people, not black, brown, and minority people of color. No, black.
Kamala Harris, HBCU funding. Who's been at the forefront of that? Kamala Harris.
Wait, no, she wasn't at the forefront of that. What are you saying?
And if you want to talk about true systemic racism that dates back decades upon decades upon decades, look at the institutional racism that's been imposed by the United States Department of Agriculture against our black farmers.
Yes. And then Joe Biden actually went ahead and made a bill that is another lift-all program, and you put black faces in the front of it and said it was black farmers getting broke off and getting there too. There's actually a few things wrong with that. It's not just black farmers. It's not. It's the minority disadvantaged line. But those were the only people that were excluded. But they didn't exclusively get this remedy. Also, with that, you talking about, man, they got that money. he gave money to the farmers. Do you know that they're taxing them? So for the repair to the so-called this, and this is not just the black farmers, but I'll say this for all intents and purposes, you're fixing this with the black farmers for leaving them out of these contracts to where other white farmers actually prospered. And then you're taxing them on the money you're repaying for your harm as a government. Oh, thanks, Joe Biden. That's great. So for those of you guys that didn't know, yeah, they're getting taxed on that. And that only ends up being about 58,000 or to 52 to 58,000 per farmer, and that is pre-tax. So after you add the tax into that, yeah, that's not reparations.
And who has been at the forefront of that? You just saw just last week, they released another $2 billion to black farmers. And so
that's a lie, Bakari Sellers. Disadvantaged is not black. Platinum Plan says black and nothing else. There's no vagueness. Well, by way of that, it helps black people too. No, it's specific.
I just fundamentally disagree with the premise that she hasn't done anything for black folk. I know people want to talk about her record when she was district attorney, and then they skew her record and say that she locked up a bunch of black men, and that's just fundamentally not true.
How would it be fundamentally not true if black men were locked up? And not only that, she supported the bill that further harmed black folks from that truancy matters. So what are you talking about?
There were thousands of people who it's not. There were thousands of people who were arrested for low-level marijuana offenses, and less than 24 of them actually went to prison. What she did do, however, and if you do have a problem with her locking up people, then you need to look at yourself in the mirror, because she locked up the overwhelming majority of people that her office went after were people who committed child sex offenses and domestic abuse. And so I
that's not true either. Maybe, I mean, see, here's the thing. They're literally lying. Notice how you're not hearing a whole bunch of people in California. Why is it she went to California? She's running for president. Ain't that her home state? And she ain't went nowhere around California? Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So we have a Biden supporter in the House, Trump for prison 2024. Okay. And again, were you here to see the actual plan? Who I like? Well, I can't say I don't like either one of them, because it's not about like. Who I would lean toward is the one who actually can say the word black, who actually can say, I'm going to do something for the black community, and that stops. It doesn't say black and brown. I like to be referred to as my community, black. We're not a black and community. We are black folk, and we need black American policies simply for us. And all that we can't do it, and we can't do it. The Platinum Plan had it. So why would we accept that out the Democrats? I'm not down to accept that. If Trump can say black, I'm gonna need the so-called sister girl to come out here and say black. But she ain't even talking to the public. She's not talking to the press. And they understand that there's a reason why. They're trying to keep her like the Wizard of Oz. They're trying to put the genie back in the bottle and just have you go ahead and run out the clock. Well, I guess we just got to vote for her. No, we don't. She doesn't even have a policy the first on her website. What is she running? She's running the same plan. And you know what? That guy who's that whole administration, He's not running for president anymore. So why would I vote for something that wasn't going to be able to win in the first place? This the same policy reheated with Kamala's face on it. That doesn't do anything for me. However, having a plan that literally says Black community and bringing $500 billion to the Black community, not Ukraine, that sounds and makes sense to me. I would wonder, does it make sense to you? THC to the BTC. Does that make sense to you? Trump, not a chance. Again, you're just saying that for what? Again, I would like to see that. She's letting the press do the work for her. That's all sensationalism. So it's all emotion. And matter of fact, the word coming out of their camp is this presidential move is about good vibes. We're not voting for good vibes over here. You can keep your good vibes. I need some tangibles. So you could vote for her. You could vote for Trump. Or if neither one suits your fancy. But here's the point. No tangibles, no vote. No Black agenda, no vote. And the one thing that I just showed you is that platinum plan had tangibles. That platinum plan was aided by Brother Ice Cube. And now people like this who will go put on a dress and play a woman on television, be part of a fraternity that calls the shots and say, do something and say this to Black folks that aren't going to do anything. We get them to vote for nothing while Asians will get a whole hate crime bill. Do you see what that headline say? Biden signs bill to combat anti-Asian hate crimes. And add to that, Kamala's as Black as she is. And she actually wanted to work for the NAACP. Can't say that about Kamala Harris and all of her freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. What do you want? I want freedom. I would rather have West or vote socialist 2024. Yeah, I think majority of folks over here pretty much sold on the couch. So, you know, and rightfully speaking, because Vanna B said good vibes, this ain't a no Beach Boys song. So we're gonna need more than that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, good vibes ain't gonna help, man. Save the good vibes for her Hindi family. Cut the damn check. It's you know, it's real simple, but this, like, well, why are we going at her? Yeah, I don't think so.
I think people have to spend some time in fact, and I think people have to spend some time not getting their information off the internet. And if you don't get your information off Twitter and Instagram, I think when you dig into her record, you'll find that much of the information that you thought was true simply is not.
No, that's not true, sir. That's an outright lie. And see, here's the thing. Man, you don't get your information from he means us. He means us. That's who we talking about. And that's all I wanted to play it at. Wait, actually, no. No, there is a little more of that.
Did you see that?
Hold on. Wait, there's more of that. I want to get past him and his ass.
Time in fact, and I think people have to spend some time.
If she was on the city council, I never would have spoke to her.
Okay, right here. Let's
trying
hear
to
it.
get the answers in that and her neck. She's 60 years old, holding politicians
Yeah,
accountable.
that's
Information off the internet. True. Simply is not.
Yeah, Bakari, can
Go
I just you don't have to say it, but I just want to say, just as a Black woman, I think that Amanda Seales is brilliant. I think that she made a good point about holding politicians accountable and, really addressing racism. My issue is that you don't say that the vice president was talking out the side of her neck. She's 60 years old. She's your elder. And,
Absolutely, Maria.
I just
Absolutely,
feel
Maria.
like if she's
Absolutely.
inviting you to have a conversation, speak in a way that can assist you with trying to get the answers in that and the results.
young lady. Amanda Seales is just a few years younger than me. Ain't no 60-year-old and elder over here. Are you kidding? No. They are not an elder to this age group, youngster. That's your elder. Ricky Smiley, what the hell are you talking about? She got all of what? 8 years on you, bro? 7, 8 years? Oh, that's an elder. Shut up. This is sickening. She's an elder. How you talking to your elder? She is not some old granny. She's running for president. The whole point is she's younger. But here you go. Well, she's an elder. The mindset of these folks is outrageous. I'm listening to this like, not to mention, that whole woman that tethered from ABC, she wasn't respecting Donald Trump, and he was a whole doggone president. I wouldn't have said that if she was this or that, and then she the vice president. He was a whole president, running for president again. So why is it okay for them to be disrespectful of him and they misrepresenting the whole interaction? So how was that okay? Yeah, that's the other thing, man. I'm sorry, I can't buy into the culture of blatant, outright lying. I'm not with that. And you want us to align ourselves with that? Man, hell no. Hell no. That doesn't make any sense. That's just willful dishonesty for no absolute reason. Hell no.
That you want. I know you don't feel comfortable saying that, but I just wish the approach would be different.
Have said that to the vice president of the United States. I never would have said that if she was the college president. I never would have said it if she was on the city council.
Hear your way y'all talk about
it's just a
the former
for
president.
Absolutely.
How you're raised.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I will say this about.
Boy, these lying hypocrites is killer. Boy, I can't. That's enough of that. So, because I want to really get to this other one. Jeez, it's the lying hypocrisy for me. They go from one lie to the next. They really do. But even still, staying on, the other crying Negro.
She's going to take questions. We're going to make sure of that. But, there's.
We stopped that. All right. So y'all seen the CNN thing. And we're going to touch on that a little bit. See Terry Jones in the house. What's going on, Terry Jones? Thank you for being here, brother. They're trying to make Kamala sound like our big mama. Ain't they, though? Ain't they? While Ricky Smiley over here like, yeah, well, that should be right because, I like to dress up like a woman from time to time.
You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November. We're going to beat them in November. Okay? We'll beat them in November. We'll handle that.
We'll handle that. Catch me outside. We'll handle that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good Lord. Even if she was, damn all that, I held Sheila Jackson Lee's feet to the flames. Ain't no elders in politics. Speaking of elders, what about that, dog? You hear how that woman was talking all crazy to her aides? She sounded like she was in her right mind. When she's Nelly, you shouldn't be talking to. But the elder gonna talk crazy to the young man, talking, and the thing get out, and the next thing you know, he supposedly deletes himself. Okay. And that's the one who was being talked about. Not the one that was getting cussed out, but the one that she was talking to the other intern about. That person came up dead. It's like, oh, okay. Interesting. Nothing suspicious there. But like I said, can we trust, or should we trust Kamala Harris? And I say that to us, the family. Should we trust this woman? My answer is absolutely a big hell no. And she's shown that she can't be trusted when she told us that she wasn't going to do nothing just for black folks. And she has not came out to reverse her stance on that statement. So with that being said, she has to avoid talking to the press, especially anyone with questions about the black community. So let's see how Van Jones tried to run interference, or not Van Jones, I'm sorry, Buck Broken Bakari Sellers, as our good brother Black Alpha often calls it. So with that being said, before we get to this, and I think I'll be, this will be the last video of the night. Just want to remind you, if you are new to this broadcast, you are tuned in to beatzillapdx official. Make sure you hit that like button, share this out on your social media, subscribe if you have not already subscribed, hit that notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or premieres. You can also join if you would like to support that way and become a member of this channel. And you can rock like that. You'll see videos that aren't on the main page, and you also see videos before they air to the world. So with that being said, you are tuned in to the weekly wrap-up.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, get to it.
There's been a bit of a honeymoon period. I think she's giving Tim Walz. Going to take questions. We're going to make sure of that. But, there's been a bit of a honeymoon period. I think she's giving Tim Walz a moment. But he did make that contrast, I think, really clear. The rest of it was such a waste of time and a wasted opportunity to talk policy to voters.
Let me just also say this. Like, don't nobody care but us about somebody taking questions. No, that is very true.
I speak to swing.
No, that is not true, Bakari, and you don't represent us. Where the hell is Bakari Sellers from? Is he a teller? Because I'm not sure where this dude is from. But Bakari Sellers, you most definitely don't speak for me. And no, and like I said, the talented tip Negroes at this moment, nope, can't sit up the front of the bus for this conversation. No, this got to be the grassroots on the microphone, not y'all. Because this is what we're getting. And this is why hey man, this cannot stay in the face of black empowerment. And then be like, well, this black woman who's not a black woman because she's black, but she's not black. But you guys just accept her as black and let's roll with it. No, let's not. We don't and we won't. It's amazing that, we have to continuously keep going back and forth with these Negroes for a person that we keep talking about. Hey, we want something for us. Let her speak to the people. She needs to do a press conference. If we're going to see a Donald Trump go to a hostile environment, she should at least be able to sit in the front of the press corps and answer some questions. She is running for president. And then she's talking about scheduling an interview at the end of the month? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can't trust nobody who thinks they're going to move like that. Show us your strength. Show us your dominance. That's what you need to show. We don't need people, because see, the way they're presenting her right now is as a weaker vessel. That is not appealing. Well, man, she a black woman, and y'all just don't believe the black woman can lead. Let her take it then. But she got to go at him to do it. And she got to come talk to black men, because black men been absolutely straight disrespected by the Democratic Party for God knows how long. But most definitely the blame black men wave and the gender war wave. Y'all tried to start the gender war going into this. Notice how they're not really trying to do that too much. They're putting black men as the face and mouthpiece for that white feminist talking point. And these Negroes ought to be ashamed of themselves.
State voters all the time.
But
they have questions, they want answers.
No. But yes, they have questions, they want answers. But you know what doesn't have to happen? Audie doesn't have to ask those questions.
Yes, Audie does have to
no,
ask
she does
those
not.
questions.
Political does not.
Because when fans ask them, Bakari,
that's not.
when
We're not
friends
talking.
ask them,
We're not.
When surrogates ask them,
he's literally saying, "Oh no, she needs softballs. Let someone that she handpicks ask her some questions." She's running for president. You want her to show strength around the world. You don't dodge fades when you're supposed to be chief bully. You want to be chief bully? Prove it. But for all of you idiot Democrat shields, it is not our job to do hers. She's running for president. 19 days. And not coming to the public to own the moment of the country? No, man. Nope. That's not a sign of strength. And that's what we need in this turmoil-ridden time. They're sending out 300 soldiers from my area. You got all these, so they're depleting our National Guard out here. Because, for those who do not know about Portland, like it's Portland's port city, not a major travel port, but Portland also houses the missile defense. So we don't even have no big known base here. Our Air Force base is at our airport. But trust me, you can at any time. People who moved here never lived close to an Air Force base, so they don't know what the sound of them F-16 sound like. They thought spaceships was coming through the damn sky. No, this is fighter jets. You couldn't see them. They were above the clouds. They were so loud. It's like it's a fighter jet. They literally break light speed or whatever. Well, the speed of light or the G-force speed, breaking the sound barrier. You hear that thing, boom. It's like, boy, and then they do their little routine multiple times in a day. So if you live anywhere near the east side, yeah, You most definitely are familiar with the sound of F-16s. So we live in a city that can scramble these jokers up so fast. That's why, for me, 9/11 kind of looked really funny style, because New York also has one of the same type of air bases. And there's no way that them planes could have been off course without, like, them planes stay on. They don't shut those planes off. They just steadily stay on and ready. And I'm talking about jets are scrambling. You would not get a chance. You would not get a chance to come close. These things, and these things can move so fast, they'll be up in Seattle in 10 minutes. If you off course out over that Pacific, your plane is going to end in that Pacific. Trust that. This West Coast seaboard, boy, they will blow you out of the sky. Let that plane think it want to do something more. They will. So yeah, that's why 9/11. I'm like, I live right here, so I know how they'll get you. Like, but what they say, oh well, they sent the planes in the other direction. How freaking convenient. You would have to, because trust me, them planes would have never made it to the Twin Towers. So oh, what a coincidence. You sent the planes in the opposite direction and just left them with a free open space with nothing there. Wow. Okay. Maybe it's my tinfoil fedora. I don't know, but okay. Nothing fishy there. So we're coming up on another anniversary. 9/11. So anyway, back to Buck Broken Bakari. Yeah, McCord Air Force Base. Yeah, blow that ass out the sky. I mean, they'll be hearing it up in Seattle. Boom. What was that? Sound like a big explosion. That's into you. What's the song the Outcast songs? Like, they got some, say niggas talking about guns and straps. The government got some shit to blow out your back from where they stand. Man, you better understand they do got some power. They got some fire now. But with that being said, we are on the righteous side of history. We're gonna have to let these waysiders, we're gonna have to leave them. Because boy Bakari Sellers he's already asleep, and clearly he gonna be asleep for good.
You're not getting the real answer. That's why Audie needs to ask
This is
them.
so in the Beltway.
No, it really isn't.
No,
I'm telling you, Bakari, I speak to United States voters every single day.
So that you can get amazing, handsome faces on
And I
CNN
love
like me.
that.
That's the
Okay,
point.
that's definitely a point to pause. That's why we do a fact check. No,
I do like that.
maybe
Threw him under the bus. Boy, he caping hard, ain't he? He caping super hard.
substitute teacher, but let's settle down, okay?
The audience with the dial.
One thing I want to say, and bring it to you, Tricia, is because you worked for Vivek Ramaswamy, I think he was very much an online candidate,
Yes.
right? He had such, and one of the things about
I don't think that's a
one.
An online candidate. Let me skip a little further.
False campaign is now extremely online, and so while this press conference was going on, their rapid response team was clipping every second out of it. And
rapid response. So they're understanding that they have to campaign online. What did Bakari Sellers just say before, though? Don't listen to what you hear online. Who are they afraid of? What's bothering them? Y'all see it? It's y'all once again. Who's on Twitter that they got to spend all this money to go on X and start have y'all noticed the people in your comments? Go to their pages, and I bet you they only have like 100 and something followers, maybe 500 at that, at best, probably more like the hundreds and 28s. And all of these accounts are from like 2015, 2016. So this tells you, well, I've been telling y'all right here, they working on this troll farm. And now you got trolls coming out saying on TikTok, yeah, they paying. They give me all these little side groups. They get and pay them. Okay, go out there and combat all this with this script of information. Project 2025 and this and that and that. We're going back. The freedoms is losing. Okay, well, all of those talking points can be combated. Here's the other problem I have. And so this is another reason why I cannot personally trust Kamala Harris. The people are literally doing all of the work. This community is literally doing all of the work, all of the lifting. In 19 days, she hasn't opened her mouth to speak to the public, not even to this particular group. She's doing it in her controlled spaces. That's easy to be scripted. And then she keeps going from place to I hope they get her a speech alterer or writer. Like, can you at least start rewording the speeches to where they cannot sync up all of your different speeches and these different stops and line them up and let them run together? Because they're starting to do that now. And it's really rehearsed. It is robotic. And then we're supposed to fall for it. You're talking stupid to us, to having common sense to look at that and say that's not right. But you want us to accept it anyway. That's accepting something past our own good. Why? Because we're supposed to be looking out for self first, right? Self-preservation. To say, I'm going to look at somebody who already told me they wasn't going to do nothing for my community, and then I watch her do all these other things for other communities. This is the same woman that want to abolish ICE. So she is pro-illegal immigration. She wants to give these folks amnesty. I guess y'all keep forgetting that part. She wants to give all of these illegals that came under their watch. So she's going to try to, how do you propose giving them amnesty? Then now going to say, oh, it was Donald Trump that blocked the border bill because of this and that and the other. You can't have it both ways. So again, it's a dishonest presentation to Black America on what is going on. Then add to that, we know for a fact because you talked to Black leaders and told them what your plan was, because we're going to have to learn how to get along with this group that you just flooded us with. Something's wrong with us, though?
Is there something to be said for there to be independent questioning of a candidate that can be used by anyone to have answers that he might not otherwise get in a more friendly environment?
Let me tell you what's not online. Is when you pull up at a hangar and have 50,000 people. You know what it'll look like? It'll look like Donald Trump in 2016. It'll look like Barack Obama in 2008. What's not online is when you show up and you have 20,000 people in Phoenix, Arizona.
Now he has to immediately pivot to the sensationalism of the appearance of these crowds. This is an insult. I hope that y'all take it this way, because I don't understand. This guy obviously got the memo. They are running a good vibes campaign. Let's not talk any serious business. And while you're watching all of these other world events, it's banking on Black folks' emotions and ignorance. And one thing that Black folks are not even recognizing in this moment is they are the most important voter bloc. which also means our numbers are impossible to be what they say. So if you can't say black, we can't say yes.
What's not online is when you're actually, you look at polls now. You look at every national
But
poll.
people see the clips. These things live forever.
But what I'm just-
Obviously,
but-
the
but her-
NABJ
but I-
interview is a good example.
But
right?
Don't
I'm
believe
just
your
saying
lying
to
eyes
you
now.
is that
Come on now.
this campaign is not one that's just online.
But
I
Corey,
think-
I adore you. You know that.
Yeah,
you know
we
that.
rock.
But you will.
This is not a campaign that's online. Then why are they spending $50 million to combat people online? $50 million to fight the message of the grassroots. That's not a win, bro. Literally combating the message of black folks. $50 million to combat the agenda of black America. It's not a win. It's a humongous L. And you are treacherous and treasonous to even support such a notion. Or just plumb stupid, which I do not believe.
Lose, and you're not the first person to make this argument that she doesn't need to do this. It's very inside the
She
beltway.
will?
This is for us. You lose credibility when you do that. Because
Yes.
if it were someone else, you would be demanding that they sit down for questions. And you know what?
Would they not? Would they not right now? Well, we don't know anything about the policy. How can he run? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. He's not talking to the public. I mean, man, why ain't he talking to the press? He's just going to blow him off. Come on now. It shows how weak he is. I mean, it shows how scared he is. Because aren't they talking about how scared he is because he didn't want to go back on ABC, to which would be a conflict of interest because of his lawsuit, and also that is against ABC and George Stephanopoulos? You know, this woman, she's worked for Vivek, I believe. So understanding how much that campaign had to deal with being online. It's very, because that's what the people is. Just sit up here and ignore that that's the truth. That's just a lie. And he's trying to get around it because understanding that the grassroots runs the yard, you have to get to the people. And if you don't impress the people, you could tank it. She could tank her case in a day, easy. So they got to keep her hidden. $50 million is a down payment on reparations. And instead, they would just spend that money to combat what we say. Not put it towards a plan for Black America. Nope. And anybody supporting that is a traitor, like this Negro here.
It'll make her a better candidate if she does it.
But that's
And why shouldn't she? She should answer these questions for the American
and she
people.
will.
But why not now?
Because why
not
do you
answer?
have to? But why do you have to? First of all, let me ask you this question. Just a fundamental question. If Kamala.
Okay, so listen to the pivot. This is about a person who is running for president, Kamala Harris, not talking to and not talking to the press or holding a press conference, taking questions, like as even Joe Biden did. Sleepy Joe could do it. I'm supposed to believe that this is the better choice when she can't even get out there in front of the cuff versus a senile man who shouldn't even have been there? How is that a win? Then she gets on The View and says she's scared to death. Again, where the hell is the win in that? Scared to death. So you're scared and 19 days without taking questions from the public. but you want this job to run the public? How?
Kamala answers no questions today. And Donald Trump says that he had more people at a rally than Martin Luther King Jr. Which one is better?
What the hell kind of question is that? Why isn't she speaking to the press? Okay, we'll say she doesn't answer any questions today. And Donald Trump comes out and says he's had more people at his conference than MLK. Is that better? The fact that you even would ask some dumb shit like that on TV is crazy. But it just speaks to the nature of these individuals that are so proud to serve. This, Pierre, this is serving your masters. And I'm not one who was dumb enough to believe Kamala would be or is the boss. Even if she's president, she has a boss. They're not going to let her just run roughshod. No. And even if she tried, they would rectify that immediately. She got selected because she's going to do their bidding. That's why she's selected. Let's not get that confused. But he just asked these silly questions, and you guys are going to start seeing a lot of that type of dumb stuff around too, when they're just like, well, man, what about chickens and what about apples? I mean, man, you gonna vote for Trump? About chicken and apples. Blueberry Muffin is heading to bed. Well, you have a good evening, my good sister. Thank you for being here. Black first as always. And Sizzler Capleton, Black first, show you right, soldier. The new black media runs the yard. You know it. And thank you for being here this evening as well. Appreciate it. So with that, let's hear a little more. And this is about it.
I think that is like a complete misnomer.
Why? Because that's what he said today.
Because it's a false choice.
Because he said it today.
Neither are good. Neither are.
But it has nothing to do with her speaking. I don't even see how he interjects it. That's like hey, look over there.
Exactly.
I wanted her to make the point, though. Can you admit that neither are good? Are you going to say neither are good?
It's a misnomer.
So can you admit today that Donald Trump lied about saying that?
I think that the crowd discussion is all about optics and image. Donald Trump knows image matters.
I don't think Donald Trump was taking, didn't he? He gave a press conference. Was he taking questions? Because what I just saw wasn't questions, so I don't even know how he made that comparison.
He'd say that himself. The whole point of the conversation, in my opinion, is that he doesn't like that he's saying the crowd size with Kamala Harris. That's fine. Let's move on from that. Let's move on. This is the least substantive race probably in American modern history.
But that's a good point to end on.
That is a very good point to end on. This is the least substantive race in history. So it's insane. Oh yeah, CJ, yes indeed, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Black first, thank you for being here this evening, man. So I gotta ask y'all, and let's see in the chat. Let's see for all the people we have in the chat. For those who are watching the replay, please give me your answer. And if you would like to elaborate on your answer, please do. And by the way, something I'm thinking of based on the response to this question, should Black America trust Kamala Harris? I might do another broadcast and allow y'all to come up and tell the people why you don't trust her. So, like I said, for those of you in the chat right now, those of you watching the replay, go ahead and shoot your answers. Should we trust her or not? Sizzler Capleton says, hell no. EJ says, can I curse? I would have to assume that's a no. So that's two no's. Two emphatic no's. There is 57 watching, but only 10 likes. Yeah, let's get those likes up, family. Yeah, what am I looking at here? Actually, I do. I see there's more likes. There's 58 likes right there. So we're pretty good. So as you guys are, hit that like button, though, if you are new. Hit that like button. Thank you, DSM Sinister. I appreciate that. We have no. Denise Soul says no. Thank you, Denise Soul, for being a member as well and being here. Thank you, Black First, my good sister. Dark Skin Brother says no. Key Prince, hell no, 2 times. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Key Prince, thank you for being here as well and being a member. And Phantom Beast said, heck no. I know that's right. DSM Sinister said, hell no. No, to the no. I know that's right. Yes, indeed. I look forward to that. Yeah, Churchill, I'm gonna have to do that because I thought about it today late, and Sizzler said, "No, I'm not going to do anything for black people. No, ain't that the truth?" Yes, indeed. Terry Jones said, "F to the no." I know that's right, man. I'm telling you. And Church of Black and Power said, as a person from California who lived under her draconian laws, hell no. She said before that, what she did in California as a model for the country that should worry every Black American. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Man. Man. Yeah, every Black person should be worried. Moonrise said no. I know that's right. Man. And Keeper said, there it is. I'm telling you. Yeah. We could close out on that note. Thank you, the Church of Black Power. Man, I appreciate that. Very well said. And these are the reasons we should not be trusting this individual. She is dangerous for us. Now, I hope y'all see that. I know those of you in the chat, I know the family see it. But if you are watching this is new, then you're just coming around seeing what we're doing over here. I'm telling y'all, family, this woman is not about Black folks. Truth be told, what you need to look at her is an opportunist. She has maneuvered all of her way through getting to these different positions. She helps other groups while sitting up in our seat. That's a cold model. And then right now, she wants to abolish ICE and give mass amnesty. Instant amnesty. And make these new illegal citizens to, I guess, further carry out her dystopian dream of displacing Black folks. It's insane, man. But with that being said, we have all of these other individuals out there they are just stricken with fear because and they'll call us, People, you the house Negroes over there. We couldn't be, because we're the only one talking black first. We're saying black only. This is what we are pushing. No one else is. We're not separating by gender. We're not separated by class. We are Black America. And the reason why y'all and all of these other folks can't get with us in our position is because we see the beauty in ourselves. We see the exceptionalism in ourselves. We see the greatness within ourselves. You know what that actually equals? Black love in the truest form, because it starts with us. That's why we are different. We say black first. And if we're uncomfortable, everybody can be uncomfortable. And for some of you shiftless, tired, coonish Negroes who believe just because you're up under the Democrats, you're somehow representing black life and culture by just rolling over and doing anything they want you to do that benefits every other group and not your own. Because at the end of the day, can't nobody just say black. Donald Trump did in his platinum plan. Thanks to him and Ice Cube, there's literally a presidential program. Jill Stein would be the other one, but a presidential program from a president who was in office at the time. And we voted against $500 million coming to the black community. Can't say I did, but I say we, because we are a family. And too many of our families are effing up. Now, some of y'all just going to have to stay asleep for good, because that particular group of us, this is their problem. We look to us and ourselves and our power. These folks look at that and say, hey, now like people like Pierre, hey man, I don't like the sound of that. Because at the end of the day, man, you talking about all this black stuff like, man, you try to sound like the white man, and really them on the inside?
Mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine.
Man, no white women?
There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. What? There'd be no
where the white women at?
No
medicine.
There'd be no mayonnaise, no medicine. There'd be no mayonnaise.
Man, they know what they talking about. That Dr. Fauci, God. Ricky Smiley got one at the beginning of the broadcast, but I have to double back once more on Ricky Smiley, Bakari Sellers, and not so funny Pierre. All of you get a special Olympic special package of the world famous Sambo sauce. This is for you.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
And with that being said, also, Brother Isaac and all the rest of your ilk who think you will come out and shame black men and women who are standing on our square about our black empowerment, and we will not compromise it for a person that can't even speak to the public in 19 days, who opposes black, who will hold all of these overly hyped events and speeches that are exactly the same I would advise somebody just start scanning the crowds at this moment of these events and see if you don't start seeing the same faces from different places. And I'm talking state to state. Just keep looking for the same faces showing up. I mean, not the tinfoil fedora, but I mean, just keep an eye out for that. At the end of the day, there are so many of you that buy in to the lie that says, if you ain't voting for Donald, if you ain't voting for Joe Biden, or you ain't voting for Kamala Harris, but then you voting for Donald Trump. No, what we are telling you is we vote no to benign neglect. And so why? Because we see all these billions going to another country when 500 billion was in the platinum plan that could have came to Black America. You said, no, I ain't gonna do nothing just for Black people. No. And that's why a lot of people are just simply choosing the couch, and rightfully so. Because, hey, man, ain't doing nothing for us. Guess we can't do nothing for you. So with that being said, that's why we cannot and should not trust Kamala Harris, in my opinion. And your opinion may be that we're crazy and we don't know nothing and we don't know better. We don't know how politics even works. We so low down and stupid. I mean, the white man had to come get us out the jungle. And if you are of that ilk, and if you are so inwardly downtrodden like Pierre, then I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. The beatzillapdx official show. Pretty sure I speak for those of you in the chat. Black Grassroots, the voices of new black media. Isaac Hayes the third. Pierre, with your punk ass. Buck-broken Bakari Sellers. And old dress-wearing Ricky Smiley. Man, let me tell you, it's an honor that I speak for all of parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yes, indeed. So I think, we pretty much covered what we needed to cover this evening. I hope y'all enjoyed this broadcast. I definitely enjoyed it. I wanted to share these things with you. And, keep your notification bells on where you'll be notified just in case something's popping up. So with that being said, family, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to help this broadcast, support this broadcast by way of donation, you can do so at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp, $beatzillapdx. Also, we have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLA. MUZAK at PayPal. And there it is in the tip. So with that being said, see who got, am I coming late? Again, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys are ready for the weekend. And, I think these folks out here will probably be ramping up their trolling. So for those of you who don't do broadcasts or whatnot, they still gonna be trolling y'all too. So just be mindful that they are coming out, and they coming out heavy and hard, and they have to. Some of the sleeper agents, some of the sleeper shields are about to get activated. The phone's about to ring. So just know, just as Brother Alpha, Black Alpha be saying, the shield phones are ringing. So you get on out there and get the shilling. Like Pierre's that week, they came and brought us from it, and we didn't have any skills. Boy, oh boy, I could go for days on Pierre. But with that being said, family, because you can't trust soft dudes like that, and ladies, if you got a dude that act like that, trust me, he ain't gonna be the one to protect you. That's the damn show, because he ain't even confident in himself to say, oh, I look to myself. But no, we looking to the right man. So, ladies, keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready and your slingshot nearby. Family, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful weekend.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes. Right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Thank you.